Palace Intrigue now has merch. Check out the hats, t-shirts, mugs, and other great items with Palace Intrigue, Deep Crown, Good Times, Kate is Wonderful, and more. There's free shipping, and for a limited time, get 10% off with the code NEWMERCH10. Go to Calaroga.com, that's CALOROGA.com, or look for the link in the show notes. We really appreciate your support for the show. Thanks.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Heat World believes Meghan has some lofty aspirations for her new lifestyle brand, including some possible endorsements that we frankly cannot imagine happening. According to an insider Heat World source, Meghan is looking for support wherever she can get it. Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice are at the top of her list, but she's shooting even higher and would love to get King Charles to give his stamp of approval. Despite all the drama, Meghan doesn't see why they shouldn't be able to drum up some support and backing. She wants Harry to reach out to anyone in the family that he's still got access to. She still believes that there is a lot more support for them inside the royal family than people let on, and thinks it would be foolish not to ask for help. We had to ask our insider Deep Crown about that. He texted back, "King Charles, oh please, the notion that His Majesty would even consider giving his stamp of approval to Meghan's dog biscuits or whatever else she's peddling these days is laughable at best. The monarchy isn't some celebrity endorsement machine, and KC isn't about to start hawking products like a late-night infomercial host. Meghan seems to have forgotten that she's no longer part of the firm and that bridge has been well and truly burned. If she truly believes there's a lot more support for them inside the royal family than people let on, I'm afraid she's in for a rude awakening." Heat World adds that Meghan sees no reason why the more commercially minded members of Harry's family can't do their bit to help support American Riviera Orchard. That's where Harry comes in. Meghan would do it herself, but Harry's going to have a much better chance of getting the answer that way. So it really has to be done by him, says our source. In her view, there's no reason he shouldn't get some support from within the firm to boost their business ventures. After all, he's still the king's son. Meghan may be distressed when she hears what Tom Quinn had to say. Tom tells the Mirror, "Charles is said to be angrier than anyone has ever seen him. What's really upset the apple cart is the fact that the Nigerians treated Meghan and Harry as if they too thought this was an official tour. All the signs were there as the couple were greeted with dances and receptions, visits to schools and charities. It's as if Harry and Meghan have gone rogue. Their Nigeria trip is a bold statement that they refuse to accept that they are no longer working royals. William and Charles are scratching their heads and thinking, how are we going to control this nightmare situation? Everything you might expect from an official royal visit was there. The receptions, the visits to schools and to charities, to wounded soldiers and the disabled. Meghan and Harry's speeches and their whole attitude has been designed to give the impression that they are still fully paid up royals, and William and his father, King Charles, don't like it one bit. For Charles and William, it's as if Meghan and Harry are saying, we don't need your permission to be working royals. We'll do it on our own terms, whenever and wherever we like." As for the delay in launching American Riviera Orchard, a branding expert suggests this delay is strategic. Branding expert Lucy Green told Fabulous magazine that Meghan's brand might lack investors, which could be a key reason for the delay. Green explained, "I imagine the pop-ups and the seeding and a series of dinners will continue until some kind of official launch. It could be that she's still courting investment. If the brand is direct to consumer versus wholesale, there will need to be a substantial marketing budget for consumer acquisition. It could be that the jams were the precursor and example to show proof of concept to talent and investors. It's a segment that has broader consumer appeal, and many leading brands are focusing on concept and lifestyle versus connoisseur wine drinkers. I think in the sense that they've proven the brand is happening, not just a press release. The jams have been a success." In his book, Revenge, Meghan, Harry and the War Between the Windsors, Tom Bower writes, since the Vanity Fair article had increased the Cambridge's suspicion of Meghan, the actress discovered that her neighbours in Kensington Palace had even less time for her. By then, Harry had introduced Meghan to Diana's two sisters, Jane and Sarah, and her best friend, Julia Samuel. Harry assumed that Diana's family and friends would see a similarity between Diana and his fiancée. Both, he said, shared the same problems. He was disappointed. No one agreed that his vulnerable mother had anything in common with his girlfriend. More discomforting for him, they thought Meghan would not fit in with the royal family. Their unease was voiced by Charles Spencer, Diana's brother. At William's request, Spencer weighed in. 3 times married, Spencer cautioned his nephew to reconsider his haste towards marriage. His advice provoked a bitter reaction. This was going to be really hard, Harry would later reflect on establishing Meghan's place in the family. In the couple's Netflix docuseries, Harry elaborated on the similarities he perceives between Meghan and his late mother, Princess Diana. He remarked, "So much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mum. She has the same compassion, the same empathy, the same confidence. She has this warmth about her." Broadcaster Dee Dunleavy tells Sky News, "Harry is not going to apologize, at least not while he is still with Meghan. I really do believe he does her bidding, and she is never going to allow him to apologize to the family." Some royal watchers wondered why Kate didn't attend the Taylor Swift concert. Former royal correspondent Charles Ray told The Sun, "I can understand why Catherine didn't go because she's still recovering." Palace Intrigue will be right back. Queen Camilla and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, coordinated their outfits at a recent garden party at the Palace of Holyrood House in Edinburgh, creating a visually cohesive and elegant appearance. The event, part of Royal Week in Scotland, saw both royal ladies wearing shades of blue. Queen Camilla wore a sky blue coat, dress and hat, while Sophie opted for a pale blue short-sleeved dress with a bowl hat. The royal family is known for occasionally coordinating their outfits in complementary shades for official events. This practice enhances the visual unity of the family. Behavioral color psychologist Karen Haller has noted that darker blues, often worn by the royals, communicate authority, trustworthiness, and reliability, symbolizing a sense of duty and committed focus. This matching moment follows a trend of coordinated outfits among royals. For instance, Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, and Sarah Tyndall recently wore pink and white ensembles at a Buckingham Palace garden party. Similarly, Princess Charlotte's navy sailor dress matched her brother's navy blazers at Trooping the Colour, reflecting a unified family image. The garden party on July 2nd was attended by King Charles and Prince Edward, who also coordinated in top hats and morning suits. The event was part of the traditional Royal Week or Holyrood Week, where the British monarch spends time in Scotland, engaging with the country's culture and community. This year's Royal Week began with the ceremony of the Keys at the Palace of Holyrood House, coinciding with Edinburgh's 900th anniversary celebrations. Royal garden parties, a tradition since 1860, allow the royal families to meet people who have positively impacted their communities. Over 30,000 guests are invited annually to these events at Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Holyrood House. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice. Leave us a review or a few stars if you're enjoying the show. And remember, you can get merch now for your favorite Palace Intrigue slogan or logo, or caps and hats and mugs and t-shirts. The link is in the show notes. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.